Hi guys, Alec Peirce at the ranch, the butcher at the ranch. Yeah, I used to be a butcher, meat cutter, for the great Atlantic and Pacific Tea Company. Some of you old guys might recognize A&P, the A&P Company, the great Atlantic and Pacific Tea Company. In my mid-teens, I got a job working in the meat department. I thought I would take a moment today and just show you how a butcher sharpens his knives. Now you're probably thinking a butcher takes a steel. This is called a steel. It's a rod, it's a hard rod, and it has thousands and thousands of grooves running the full length of the rod, very fine grooves in there. It acts like a file. And the butcher takes his knife and he sharpens his knife on here and sharpens it. Well, that's actually not true. He doesn't sharpen his knife on a steel. No, let me explain. The butcher sharpens his knives on a sharpener, on an electric sharpener. Yep, we had them at the A&P Company everywhere. They had them. Because when a knife gets dull, it has to be sharpened. A steel will not sharpen. I'm going to explain in just a minute. Let's go to the sharpening first. So you get a sharpener, and this is a good sharpener, this particular one. Can you see that, Kev? Chef's Choice. It's a pretty good sharpener. They have 12 different models, but they're all the same. Find the one that will suit your purposes, and they have different tips on them, different types of grinders on them. It's electric, and the grinders in there spin around, and they sharpen your blade. It's the same as this. Some of you may have seen sharpeners like this. The only difference with this one is you put the blade in and you hold it and you pull like that. It's the same thing. Just takes twice as long, and of course you wobble a bit so the edge is not quite as even, but they do work. However, this is exactly the same. It has a rotating wheel that spins around, and it holds the sides hold the blade at exactly the right angle. So all you do is draw it through very carefully. So the first thing you need to do if you want to sharpen your knife is simply draw it through. Just follow the directions. It's really simple. Now you notice what I'm doing. First of all, this sharpens both sides. You just simply change the side of the wheel that you're on. You do the same number of strokes on each side, 3, 3, 5, 5, whatever. Otherwise, you're going to get the blade sharper here and not as sharp here, you understand? So that is what happens. It actually sharpens the blade. And these have different levels of grinder on there, of grit. So one is very, very coarse. Yeah? One is medium, and one is very fine. That's a fine one here. So after you get, if the blade's in pretty good shape, don't use the very coarse one. You don't need to. Go to the medium one and just take it through it 2 or 3 times. And you can actually hold the blade to the light. So the light shines right on that very, 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 very thin. I don't know if we can get a picture of that, Kevin. Maybe later we'll get another picture of this. Very, very, very thin, sharpened edge. The light just sharpened. You can see it. Oh, yeah. It's nice and thin. It's even all the way around. You notice as I went through there, I raised this so that the shape of the blade is consistent as it touches the wheel. At the end it goes up. If you have a very rounded blade, then you end by doing this. Because you want the whole blade to touch the wheel at the same angle all the time. So then what you would do, excuse me, if you notice that the grinding on that particular spot was not nearly as serious. No, this is it's a very, very fine grinding wheel. Very, very fine. So now, oh, shiny now. Nice job on there. Very thin edge, okay? So now you have sharpened the knife. If there are any chips or it's badly worn, now you've sharpened it. It can take more than that. The knife was pretty sharp when I started. So what's the steel for? What's with this thing? Well, this is very important to the butcher. This is the steel. As he's working, he can't be going to the sharpener 3 or 4 or 5 times a day. As you're working and as you're cutting meat, even meat, will actually eventually make, dull the blade. You're cutting through it. You're cutting through it. If there's grizzle, or heaven forbid bone, you should try not to hit bone with a good knife. But it happens. It affects the blade. You've got a good sharp edge on it, but slowly but surely the very, very fine edge starts to wear. So what you do is you sharpen it. Now, there's many ways to do this. I have seen people do this like this. And it scares the heck out of me because I have a very good friend who worked at a butcher shop for years ago, and it came down and the tip caught his thumb, cut right through his thumb. He was able to get it fixed, but the thumb never worked properly again. And one time I saw one fella, and he had taken a hockey puck, drilled a hole in the middle and slid it down hard over that, so that when he did this, it would hit the hockey puck instead of his finger. Oh, that was a great idea. But if you do it properly, you don't need that. What? You see where that blade is? Is it near my finger? No, it is not. Just like that. So, what am I doing? All I'm doing is making sure that that fine, fine edge that I just made on the sharpener is staying fine. Just like that. Now watch as well what I'm doing from that angle. Can you see that? I'm going to try to get that. See? 17 and a half, 17 and a half, 17 and a half. So that's the angle, 17 and a half degrees. Switch, 17 and a half. That's all there is to it. You don't have to do it very often. 4, 5, 6 strokes each side, and you've restored the blade to its original fine, fine edge. You have to do it, when I say don't do it very often, what I mean is don't stroke it very often, but do it quite often. Oh yeah, a butcher, a meat cutter as he's working, if he's tearing down a hind of a cow, but you would do this quite often. Oh, you might, on a full cow, you might do this a couple times an hour as you're working on the cow, maybe more, it depends what he's doing. But that's all there is to it, just like that. And once you have established, you see this doesn't move, Once you have established the angle and the routine, it's really quite simple, just like that. Now the other knife that a butcher uses is called the boning knife. There are really only 2 knives that you need or that a butcher needs. Hey, there may be 6 or 7 knives in a butcher shop, but there are 2 that he picks up. His steak knife, cutting knife, whatever you want to call it. We call them steak knives. And the most important of all, the boning knife. The boning knife. That's not called the boner, it's called the boning knife. Okay, it's just that simple. This was the most important one, because this is the one that allowed you to go into the hind of a cow, reach in, find the knuckle, cut around it, down the other side, cut across the bottom, the inside, and take out the whole rump roast. And leave no meat on the bone. Oh, don't do that. That's a good way to lose your job in a hurry. If the meat manager comes in and you're throwing out a leg bone, and that leg bone is red, you got a problem. That leg bone has to be white, and the red has to be on that roast. So the boning knife is really important. You reach in there and you have to know the shape of the bone and everything. A very important bone. And you have to sharpen exactly the same way. And then with your steel. Just like that. Let's go get a hamburger. Okay, there you go, guys. So that's how a butcher sharpens his knives. The knives are still sharpened on a good quality. These are good quality. Electric sharpener. Okay? And then he touches up the edge frequently as he's boning or as he's cutting his roast. Just like that. Alec, Peirce of the ranch. See you soon.